The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Yo, it's Tim Young in the building. Won't you tell me how you feeling? Listen, feeling good, feeling real good right now. I'm a little tired, but you know what I'm saying, all is well. Welcome to ShareFaith Wednesday, PopGospel Speaks. We are here. What is PopGospel Speaks, you ask? It's stylistically unrestricted content with a vertical source and a horizontal reach. We're going to do this a little backwards today. We usually have our artist feature at the end, but we're going to do that on the beginning. And we just going to go from there. We are building out a system. I'm partnered with a good business, and we're building out a system to begin to establish a community of artists, that you know, they have music, they have work to get out to the public, and we believe that we can be a platform that will be able to do that for them. So be on the lookout for more artists that have new content and you know, just want to kind of share and kind of get it out there. But I definitely want to encourage you all to, if you know of any, you know, kingdom-based artists, you know what I'm saying, send them our way. PopGospel Speaks. You can connect with us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. You can also go through some of our partner stations, our partner groups, by the block. That's BIDA BLOC. Go to their pages on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram, and advise that you have an artist, right? Advise that you have somebody that would love to be featured, sharing their gifts, right? So I just want to encourage you all to get on your devices, right? And make sure you are sharing the content, right? Let's be sure that we are sharing this live feed. I got some rather exciting content today. This is gonna be fun. We're featuring episode not even yet released, y'all. Not even yet released on any other platforms. And it is really exciting because it's me and my wife, Destiny Young. We have a podcast entitled Talking in Drafts, and this is our second episode that will be released near the end of the week. But we're doing like a preview, if you will, of this episode. And I would love for you all to tune in and you know, just share your thoughts. Our page, Talking in Drafts with TyDy on YouTube. That's where the episode will be aired. Officially released. But yes, you know what I'm saying, I definitely want to encourage you all to get excited and tune in for that. And before we do that, PopGospel Speaks is starting a worship album. We are building our team, and we're looking for more. We're looking for singers, musicians, songwriters, marketers, funders, partners, anybody that would love to be a part of this. Our vision behind this is to create a collective that will kind of like kill the competition, kill just different things of that nature, just kind of like in the Chicagoland area and areas beyond, to just really be in a spirit-filled experience. It's not about show. It's not about who's got the greatest chops, who has the greatest vocal licks. It's really about God being exalted through worship. And the beautiful part about worship is just worship. So worship might not be the Hillsong. It might not be things of that nature. It's just whatever art comes out of you, whatever music comes out of you that worships and honors God. So it's gonna be very versatile and full of just different sounds and different things of that nature. So once again, if you are interested, please email us at umusicworks4you. I'm gonna put it in the chat. It is umusicworks4you@gmail. All right. If you're looking to join, if you want to be a part of the, I can't spell, the worship project, the worship album project, we'll call it that, part of PopGospel Speaks, worship album project. Okay. Worship album project. Okay. Please, ma'am, please, sir, email us today. Okay. We are looking for you. All right. Pop that right in there. It's right there for you. Email us today. But what we're going to do today is we're going to get into some artist features. So like I said, we're looking for more artists. I am an artist myself. So I'm going to push. This is my platform. This is PopGospel Speaks. And I'm going to just share something with y'all. And then I'm going to come back on and we're going to get into the goods. You know what I'm saying? This song is still yet. It hasn't been released yet. We've only released the lyric video. And the title of this song is Return. And it's all centered on getting back to God, getting back to making God and all things that is God your home. So many times we kind of run from that. So many times we kind of run from this concept of this idea that God is who he like he's not in control. He's not omnipresent. He's all of those things and some. And it's best for us to just get to that place where we can, you know what I'm saying, get back into his original design for our life. And getting back into our original design for our life, we start to see how great life is with him, instead of making our pains, our traumas, the different things that caused so much of the discomfort in our life, our home, right? Living in complaints. We don't have to do that anymore if we just go back home to God, right? In the song you'll hear Abba's waiting for you, and that is literally what God has. He's always said it. You know what I'm saying? He's always looking for us to come back home. So without a further ado, I am going to present to you the song Abba, Return. And I hope it blesses you. Let's get into it. Time to go too fast, suicidal thoughts. back. I won't release your pain from the blame. All those years you carried all that shame. You made all these things your home. You can return, you've been gone too long. Yeah. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you. Judging and calling people names. Been in church for 20 years, but your heart is still the same. Won't remove the time the thief and preacher lied to you. Trying to get all the offering cause he needed something new. Won't take away the constant fear that's haunting you. Spending so much time in darkness you can't recognize the truth. Won't make you consistent because it seems you like to quit. Still hurt from the scars every time it gets hard. You're trying to find the exit. You made all these things your home. You can return, you've been gone too. Let's go, let's go. Yeah, come on, come on. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you. Yeah, come on. Yeah, he's waiting for you. He's waiting for you to come back. Find rest, some pain, but blessed. His arms, your home. No fear, you've grown. Come back, find rest. Some pain, but blessed. His arms, your home. No fear, thank God you've grown. Draw near, feel peace. Behold, release. His love, your God. No loss, just light. Draw near, feel peace. Behold, release. His love, your God. No loss, just light. Step in, be free. Rise up, victory. His light, your flame. No change, no name. Step in, be free. Rise up, victory. His light, your flame. No change, no name. So just remember, there's nothing you can do to close God's doors from welcoming you back home into his loving arms. You might not know what that looks like, but there's something in you that knows what it feels like. So if you want true peace, true freedom, you no longer have to, but you get to come home. I hope it blessed you. It is right now currently available on YouTube. We will be releasing it soon. On all music streaming platforms. But until then, go to YouTube. PopGospel Speaks. Return. It's the first track that we dropped outside of our live feeds that come back on the page. But without further ado, we are going to get into this video with me and my bride, my wife, talking in drafts. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. Hey, yo. Tim Young in the building. Why don't you tell me how you feeling?
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Destiny, aka D-Rock on a Block. We here to chop it up again. Episode 2.
Hey. Talking in drafts. Man, yo. It's been a minute since we've done this. And it's pretty. I think it's pretty rewarding to actually be at this point of, this topic and this conversation. We found ourselves as of late, kind of reaching a what would you say, like that turning point or that roadblock or that last straw kind of situation where TyDy is supposed to be TyDy, and we will not settle until TyDy is working towards being TyDy. When we first got together, we were very like team centered. We were like, you know what I'm saying? It was just discovering, like we discovered a lot of cool things about ourselves, and it was like, man,
we work together too.
We work together very
no, literally,
like literally
working jobs, like the same job.
Legit. We worked. What was that? Camp of Dreams. Yeah. We worked at Camp of Dreams. And you know, we were just this dynamic duo, right? This power couple, if you will. And it was, and that was our dating phase, right? We were just really we was into each other.
And into what each other was doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of our talents overlapped with each other, and so we could find ourselves on either side of it. But we was doing a lot of things together.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then as people say, life start lifing.
Yeah. Having kids, pursuing careers, and
having to make certain adjustments, all the while still wanting to do and pursue some of the things that we wanted to pursue. I know for me, having to, you know, make adjustments to school, all the while still trying to push music, that was a challenge. That was huge, and I think that for me created some disconnect from our unity and our you know, we used to, it was nothing for us to, you know, sit down and do some music, right? It was nothing for us to, you know, anything, you know, it was just natural, right? And the cool part about it is, I remember when we were dating, I was on the phone with you, and we discovered that our initials, right? We discovered that our initials were TyDy.
I do not. I remember that, but like the actual conversation, I can't recall.
I remember that.
Excuse us, y'all. We are both under the weather right now, as you can hear.
Coughing and whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, we kind of like saw that, and I remember where I was in my room. I think I was sitting at my desk. And we just saw it. I saw it, and I was like, And at that point, it was just understanding. It was just further moments. It's just kind of like, oh man, we kind of meant, like, we were meant to be a blend, a blend of two people. And we also began to start feeling the moments of disconnect, and, you know, not just like lifestyle the way we came up, but honestly like the parenting piece, right? Our upbringings were different, so it was learning how to, one, blend, two, choose what to do and what not to do, and three, add what we've discovered and learned about what we feel is the best approach to parenting.
For our children.
For our children.
To be clear, because our children are not the same.
Yeah. But utilizing those tools, right? So, like I said, sorry. It got to that point, right? It got to that point where, you know, I'm working with other people, she's working with other people, and we're building with others, right? I always saw her building with others, and I was like, man, if I could just get what you're giving them, and she felt the same, right? So it just, it just started like getting to that boiling point of this can't keep happening.
Right.
It just can't keep happening. What you got off that?
I just think, when you kind of get lost, and we're both helpers. We're both multi-talented, multi-hyphenated. We're both, very much involved with the communities and the people in our life. So it's like somebody's always pulling on you or me. And I think that, as a result, we just, like you said, we just got away from our own collaborative endeavors and interests and things like that. And it's like, after a while, it's like it makes it very kind of, it kind of gets difficult when you try to get back into it. And we've kind of been working in our own mode, side by side, helping each other along the way, but not like in true TyDy form, the way we envision it, the way we really desire it to be. Mm-hmm. And so I think, coming up on some of the moments, even in conversation from time to time, like, man, I wish if you could just, like you said, kind of give me the same energy you're giving this person, or if you could kind of give me that same commitment, that same drive, that same excitement. You know how it is, when your spouse or your partner or your whatever, come to you with this idea or whatever, and then they be expecting so much excitement and it's just not there. And I think it's so easy to give that to outside people because we're not directly attached to them, and a lot of the things that they bring to the table doesn't directly impact us in the way that ours does. You know what I'm saying? We're at the hip, so it's like anything that happens, anything you bring is going to directly impact me in some kind of way, or I will have some type of, role in it in some type of way. So I think, we just kind of got away from that, and I don't feel like, oh my God, I don't feel like ashamed or anything. I just think that it's about coming back to the table and having a conversation like, yo, we've been off our square. We kind of got off track. Let's get back on track, because I think everything that God has purposed us to do is right there. Like, it's right in front of us. We can always see it. And that's kind of like the point that kind of always brings us back to like, all right, we got a way. Let's fix it. And this podcast is one of those things. Like, it was one of the things that, we just kind of wanted to get back into each other's space, share thoughts, be in conversation, in a way that hopefully can inspire other people to kind of, give each other grace and continue to show up for each other when it gets tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, our kids in the other room right now, I'm hoping they don't come through this door. Oh my God. But if they do, I'm also learning to embrace that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the society we live in, like, it's kind of like they try to separate the family. They try to separate the marriage. They try to separate, kids. And, so there's not a lot of environments that are inviting to the idea of a family. And so we just want to change that narrative. We want to present that. So if they come in, they come in. Look, they're a part of us. So y'all might see our kids pop in from time to time. And we put our parents a hat on. But yeah, I think that's really what it is, babe. I think it's just, getting away from it and now just trying to get back to it. And, I think we've learned some things along the way about who you are and who I am. That part. We went to breakfast recently, and on the drive there, I think you were talking on the phone to somebody, and we were kind of exploring this new idea, this thing, and like, it could be anything. It could be like, trying to look something up on Google, and like, Tim is like, bam, bam, bam. He's gonna go, and I'm just like, well, like if he find, like I said, we trying to research a new soap or something, and he's gonna go, he's gonna find something. He's like, oh, okay, this one is it, and I'm like, okay, that sounds good, but like, can we match that and compare that to like 7 other before we make our decision? So we've just noticed that at different levels in different things, and it got me really curious about who I am as a person, who he is as a person, what our person types are, and how they can complement each other, but how they can also kind of cause friction if we're not careful. So yeah, I started to look up this idea of, and let me not say I really believe that the Holy Spirit was heavily involved and dropped this on my heart as we were headed to breakfast, and had me thinking about, promise you, just dropped out of the sky, the difference between a snail and a cheetah. And I grew so curious about that, and I started looking it up, like, what are some of the, characteristics of a snail? What are some of the, the mechanisms, the strengths, or whatever. Same thing with the cheetah, and we learned some things. I learned that, and you can maybe share your thing, but like I learned looking at this snail who has like very thorough, definitely is very thorough, and snails are, slow in nature, but they're also soil builders, and they symbolize growth, you know what I'm saying, and nurturing over time. And one of the things that really stuck out to me about the snail was that they don't rush. Snails don't rush, and they trust that their consistent efforts will lead them to their goal in the end. You know what I'm saying? So I posed this question to him. It's kind of like a trick question because I knew the answer. I was like, yo, Tim, you know what I'm saying? If I'm a snail and you a cheetah and there's $1 million at the end of the road. No, that's not what I said. I said, if there's $1 million at the end of the road, would you rather be a snail or a cheetah? And he's like, a cheetah. I knew he was going to say that. And from that, it just continued to unfold. But yeah, I learned a lot about myself in that moment. I also learned that while snails are very thorough and very intentional about what they're building, and they're very grounded, they're also, the con side of that is like they're vulnerable to their predators, right? And then it takes another one is like it takes a snail a significantly longer amount of time to complete a thing, right? But it requires a significant amount of patience and endurance, which I have. But I'll let you talk. Tell me about the cheetah, man. Like, tell me about this cheetah for real.
I will. You said something before I touch the cheetah. I wanted to touch this because I think it's important. We were talking about the how we show up for each other,
right,
versus how we show up for others, and I discovered that it's, for some strange reason, we give others more grace than we give right here.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's because of what you said. We're so attached to so many different things, and I think sometimes a lot of relationships are suffering because they don't realize how much benefit it is to be attached to someone.
Yeah.
To be attached to someone, and having to go through lows. You know what I'm saying? And when you have lows, sometimes the lows become more focused upon than the highs. I didn't say highs, I said lows, because we start highlighting the fact that, man, I know you want to work with me, but you blowing me over here too. You feel me?
It's all these different attachments.
It's all of these different things, and when we don't have the right mindset, and we don't have the right focus, and we're operating out of love, the love of God that God told us to love with. Love is what? Patient, kind, doesn't hold a record of wrong. You know what I'm saying? All of the other things that love is, it's like when you're not operating there, you find yourself in a situation where you're missing the opportunity to be connected to somebody you get to grow with, and you never have to leave their side. You feel me? I think there's so much value there that I had to kind of like wake up to. You feel me? Because I find myself in situations where others don't have a destiny, right? And I'm not just talking about the uniqueness of who you are, but who you are to me, right? A mate, a person, somebody that desires to work with and have synchrony, right? Marriage is not a task. Marriage is not a job.
Right.
You feel me?
It's a work.
It's a work, but it's a gift.
Work. But it's a gift, absolutely.
It's a gift. It's heaven on earth. Yeah. Okay? There's a lot of benefits that come with being married, right? So, as you're learning and growing and becoming more unified, right? Cool thing about us is we become a blend, and we have a acronym for our name, TyDy, right? So we get an opportunity to identify, and Holy Spirit just hooked her up with the dopest alley-oop of understanding the difference between our person types, right? And when she started talking about the cheetah, I'm like, that's crazy.
It was so you.
It was so me. It was so me, and it was like, that's annoying because it's me. But the cheetah, right? Swift and strategic sprinter. Very cool things, right? It says speed and agility. Cheetahs can reach their goals quickly, representing fast results and sharp focus. Target precision. They are master strategists, expanding energy on pursuits they are certain to win. Okay? Yeah, that's crazy, because I was literally like, as we're building up some different companies and organizations that I'm a part of, Holy Spirit's been showing me that it's not about this overhaul and hustle. It's about getting to the places where we know we can win, and that's just how I function. I don't like to waste time. The last one, it says impactful presence. A cheetah's speed commands attention, symbolizing power and influence. That speaks to my marketing, right? That speaks to my extrovertness, right? Yeah. Speaks to me wanting to be in front of people, building relationships. I don't have to know you. I'm gonna talk to you like we've been kicking it for 15 years, right? That's just who I am. Let's get into these cons though, right? Limited stamina. Cheetahs tire quickly, requiring rest after burst of energy. As a cheetah with the characteristics, I personally don't know how to rest.
Yeah, that's definitely a struggle.
I struggle to rest. I think it's I feel like I'm cheating. a cheating cheetah. A cheating cheetah. If I'm resting, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I struggle to rest. I don't even know how to sit. Like, it's so hard to sit still, right? But nevertheless,
it's also something that was not really taught to us, though.
Yeah, we weren't.
This idea of rest and relaxing, it's not. It's we were taught to work. So that's also another conversation for another day. But,
and that was it. You feel me? We were taught to work. And
you almost feel guilty.
Yeah, you feel guilty. You feel ashamed that
not working.
You're not working. Or you feel like you're supposed to be doing something when you're just relaxing. You know. It says risk of burnout. They rely on high energy output, which can lead to exhaustion. I find myself in workaholic tendencies, but I'm getting better. I'm getting better because I'm learning how to rest from my snail. My snail is teaching me how to sit your rear end down and just do nothing, right? Because you can tell my energy is my inability to rest is garbage, because I actually when the last time I stayed up for any movie. Okay,
we just stopped going to the show.
We stopped going to the show because I'm falling asleep, fam.
It's not the same when you look to the left and like asleep.
Go on, fam.
It's always the time.
Falling asleep.
For sure.
Only thing I haven't fallen asleep on is 40X movies. If you ain't seen 40X movies,
yeah, because they like spraying water
it's like a
and
roller
wind
coaster
in your face and your chair is moving. You fall asleep through that. You the real one. You really understand rest.
Really understand rest, or lack of it. Short-term focus, right? They may lack the endurance for prolonged challenges, putting them at risk if the reward is far away. And that's why I need my cheetah. My snail. That's why I need my snail for all these cons. And the beautiful part about how Destiny was just kind of like researching this stuff is how it allowed us to see how they work.
How they blend.
How they blend, right? It's all about that blend, yo. So talk to them about that blend, yo.
So as we were kind of looking this up and kind of building this out, there's an area, like you said, where the snail and the cheetah comes together, right? And there it builds strengths within the partnership. So the snail, me, right? Slow, steady, strategic. They're strategic here. You're hearing that theme constantly, right? Having long-term vision, right? So being focused on building a solid foundation, ensuring that the steps taken today leads to a sustainable outcomes tomorrow, right? Patience, right? I'm very, very calm. Deliberate approach allows me to think thoroughly, think through things and minimize risks, and also ensure every detail is addressed. I'm very detail oriented. And then consistency, right? It says a snail's methodical and persistence traits helps maintain progress over time. So that now blended with the cheetah, right? The cheetah is fast, impactful, and is an opportunist. I don't know why I said that. So those quick wins, right? He has the ability to seize opportunities quickly, generating momentum and short-term results, right? We noticed recently, like within the last week, I want to say, I think you were saying something like, I need that momentum. I need us to build that momentum. And I think what this was very telling from looking this up, because it was like, well, you bring a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm a snail.
I'm some snail.
Now I do want to throw in there parenthetically, right? That I think you have some snail tendencies, and I think I have some cheetah tendencies, but I think at the bulk of who we are, and I think as we think about the ways in which we blend together, the strength side of things is really what we're looking at and exploring today. So with those quick wins, you know what I'm saying, your energy and your drive is always like propelling you forward, and has the ability to propel us forward as well. Creating breakthroughs when needed. I loved that.
That's hard.
I think it speaks to your spiritual insights, being able to know like, hey, something's up here. We need to kind of go a little bit deeper. We need to expose whatever needs to be exposed. We need to like crack down on it.
That's hard. I like that.
And then decisive action, right? He can act swiftly on ideas and opportunities, preventing paralysis by analysis. So you're very analytical, right?
But see, that's why we are a blend, because sometimes I get snaily because I get analysis paralysis. I'm like, I start overthinking and I can't move. And I need her cheetah side to come in like, all right, come on, man.
Right.
It's not that deep. Just do it. Like, I had an opportunity to sub for some drum lessons last week, and I did not want to do it.
Which I have been saying for years, like, this is your element for us.
I didn't want to do it.
We're like in that way. We like to pour. So
I didn't want to do it. I was like, I was hyperventilating. I was like,
oh my God. Should I take this class? It's like 5 students.
It was crazy. But as soon
you get that joint
as we start prepping, right? As soon as we start prepping, and it's like, once again, I think it's cool that we put ourselves, and this is a great nugget for you all as well, the couples out here. What you all do together, like learn together, like if there's a similar passion or skill set, right, and you all can learn, man, and you all like, and it needs to be like reignited. Do it together, fam.
Yeah, because that crap was lit.
It was so fun. We had the opportunity. One of the kids I was teaching was doing like this complex song that had a complex drum beat,
right.
And we found the sheet music, and that was my whole little thing. Like, oh God, I ain't read sheet music in a long time for drums. Blah 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 blah. And Destiny was a DMB commander, right?
DMB stands for drum and bugle. I used to be in JROTC in high school, and I was over our band, so I had to teach all the band members how to, read music and do the things and learn how to play.
Exactly.
All those skills start coming back.
They just start coming back.
It fired me up. I was like, oh snap! I know how to read music. Wait a minute, hold up. We was in it. We was in it for real.
Same. It was so fun. It was so fun, and it got me excited to do the thing. And then when I did it, it was like, yo, I am so happy I did this. I felt like I was cheating the system because, like, dude, this is my path. I love this. I love pouring into children at this magnitude where they want to learn. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah.
I also want to bring up too some of the challenges that this research presented around, like, once we kind of come together and blend and we start to recognize our strengths, we start to walk in that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we start to show up in those strengths as a snail and as a cheetah on behalf of one another. It did present some potential challenges. So, like, one of them was conflicting paces. This one was so spot on. It says his urgency might feel overwhelming to you while your slower pace might feel frustrating to him. And the timing of this was, like, impeccable. It couldn't have been greater. There are so many times where Tim is, like, moving like this, and I'm just extremely overwhelmed. I'm like, we need to slow down. Like, we need to, like, take a beat. Or if I don't say that verbatim, it'll be a strategy I'm trying to throw in there. He like, I feel like you slowing me down. Like, you literally say that.
I do.
And I'm like, but I just need us to, like, take a moment and, like, really think about this. Versus that approach then starts to frustrate him. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not careful and if you're not aware, I think the biggest thing, and you let me know that we want to push forward with this conversation, is really just awareness. Like, being aware of your partner. Like, be aware of yourself. Like, self-aware is real. But being aware of your partner so that you kind of know when to plug in, when to lead, when to fall back. You know, I think that's key. One of the other challenges was, like, different approaches to risks. So I might prefer calculated risks while he might be willing to take a big leap to achieve faster results. And then communication gaps. So misunderstandings can arise if one person feel like they're not fully being supported by the other person. And that's happened time and time again, as we've shared in the beginning. Things we do for other people, we want to make sure we are here for each other. So yeah, I thought that those are some really nice tools, insight, awareness to kind of chew on as we kind of go through this journey of trying to get back to TyDy or reimagine a new TyDy. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't have kids back then.
We didn't.
We wasn't fully engulfed in our careers. Like, none of that was really happening.
We weren't even married when we was just.
Well, we were married for a few years before we had kids.
Yeah, I'm talking about, like, when we was just teaming up and just really syncing up and making music. The last time we made music, when we were married, we did the vow song.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right, because, you know, we were still married while we was in school, and the school got in the way of a lot of things.
It did.
It got in the way of a lot of things.
It did.
But yeah, I feel that. I feel like we are growing constantly. And this kind of snail cheetah vibe gave us a new perspective as to how to kind of care for each other a little bit more.
I got some stuff that's coming to my mind that I want us to just start just spitfiring, right? So after this conversation, after this time of understanding, of being able to utilize the cheetah and snail, and we're gonna give you all we're gonna give you a link below this video that allows you to kind of go through this with your spouse. It'll be like a worksheet type of thing.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to, like, figure out who's who and what characteristics do you have during certain scenarios and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And it's definitely going to help you. But I think what's coming to my mind is, for me, like, some takeaways, some little nuggets that we can give you that we can start coming out with. The one that comes to my mind, most importantly, is don't allow the enemy to make you feel like being with the same person for a long duration in marriage will go sour. Okay? Because if you allow that lie to be your reality, you'll believe it. And you'll think there's nothing more to learn.
There's nothing there's nothing more to do. There's no more joy to have. Like you got those people that say, oh, we're past the honeymoon phase. Man, that's noise. That's noise. It's time to rekindle that flame that was with the honeymoon phase and with the dating phase and with all of that.
It's really more than the fame. It's the fire. It's like people always talk about like keeping the fire burning. I think when we accept those ideologies, it can kind of make it seem like, oh, you know, what'd you say? We passed the honeymoon phase.
Yeah,
like it's always a honeymoon.
Fair.
It's really what you imagine that honeymoon to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really for me about togetherness. One is being on the same page, understanding each other, taking time together. You know what I'm saying? Pacing ourselves, not trying to move too fast. You should never be feeling like you're dragging your partner along. You know, I tell them every day, you know, you're my husband, you're my leader, and I'm definitely here to follow you. And I also believe that there's moments where God is going to give me vision and insight to help us, you know. And so I think what we've learned through this, we did talk about this recently, was just learning how to lean back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I think there's some valuable superpowers that the snail has. You know what I'm saying? Just like the cheetah. And so I think if we conform too much of like the world's viewpoints around roles within a marriage, it can get kind of sticky. It can hinder you. It can hinder you from really being able to operate in the fullness of who you are as a unit, as a couple. Just really know the extent of what that could look like for real. Like I love the way we are so open to growth. I do.
Collaboration, right? Teamwork. It's knowing your if I'm being honest. Sorry. Water.
You need some milk.
You'll discover your role, right? Not just with reading the word. Okay? You'll discover your role and what your role looks like with the amount of fellowship that you have with God. When you spend time with God, God will start showing what God reveals to you will allow you to see how you're supposed to show up in your marriage. When you realize the information you're getting is for you, the wife, for you, the husband, then you'll understand, oh, the word said that already. You feel me? So when you find yourself with these, I'll call them man-made systems where, you know, we're highlighting the fact that the man is clinging to the wife, or the wife is submitting to the husband, and submission is like super like.
We make up all these things about what that looks like.
Nah. Holy Spirit will literally show you what that stuff is, right? Show you how to do it, show you how to function, and show you how to move. And I think it's really important that we just renew what we knew.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of things that we were told, a lot of systems, that we were told we were supposed to do it this way.
We've been conditioned to operate in.
All of that. So allow the Holy Spirit and the Word of God and unity and conversation and learning and growing together be the fuel that allows you to have that kingdom renewed mind within you.
And it's really communication. Like, a lot of people speak to communication, but it's like, well, what did it look like? So we had a conversation and it didn't work. Like, did you get understanding? You know what I'm saying? Like, in all that get understanding. Make sure you fully understand. I told him the other day, I think it was the same day we got some breakfast, and I told him, I was like, I'm learning how to listen to what you are speaking, I'm learning to not listen to what you're speaking to, but listen to where you're speaking from, in order to really understand and be able to empathize with you. And I like to chalk that up to, one, the spirit of grace that I carry, but also, being in the field of counseling and mental health, you really learn how to be a better listener. Excuse me. Bro, we need like some cough drops and some water and some tea.
It's dry up here for real.
It is. But no, I think yeah, learning how to listen to where you're speaking from, to really hear your heart, because I was able to, when God gave me that and I started to pay attention in our conversations after that, I started to pay attention to the triggers that can so easily send me wherever it sends me, if I stick to what you're speaking to, and which may be something that I've done, which may be a mentality that I have, or maybe something that if I let it go, it could become very toxic and just not really work in my favor.
Yeah.
And allow me to show up as the wife and the support and the understanding person that I should be. And it just allowed me to be able to embrace the toughness of like, that was a hard point that you just shared. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, like, this is a hard point. This is a hard moment. I got to sit with some of this to be able to really take it in and make a decision about, man, how am I going to be that shoulder for you in this moment so that you can lean and you know what I'm saying? Like, just fully support you.
It's not easy.
It's not, because I'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, but I have to remind myself what I signed up for. You know what I'm saying? And I just have a zero tolerance policy of walking in the opposite direction. That's not an option for me. I told you, you it. That's it. So I'm constantly coming back to the drawing board to like, okay, I gotta eat this. I gotta eat my pride. I gotta eat whatever it is that's coming up for me, and just really be like, yo, what do you need? If that means that there's something that I need to work on, or that I need to just nip in the bud and like change, then I need to do that. Yeah. If that means that it is that detrimental to our everything, it's important that I do that work.
Yeah, because two things that came to my mind. I think we have reached a very high level of emotional intelligence.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Because that is a very high, that requirement to have that level of emotional intelligence allows you to bypass your feelings to hear the heart of the person that you're speaking to. It allows you to grab hold of their hand.
Yeah.
Right? And you said it when I said it was hard. Like, sometimes you are the person that's causing the pain in my life. And you gonna still need to be there for me, because I ain't got nobody else.
Which becomes very easy for other people to become that person that is like, oh, I can talk to them, but they're not attached to you. So one, those conversations need to pause. But two is it just taught me a lot about how to really show up for you and decenter myself.
That's hard.
It is. It's a lot of work. It's no doubt a lot of work. I lean on grace. I lean on the grace of God, because it has taught me how to have spiritual endurance and stamina for this work as a wife. It is not for the weak. I'm telling you now. It just requires a lot of work and patience, for real, and self-reflecting. And just, man, like, yo, I want to do what's necessary to make this work. And if that means that I have to get rid of some stuff, I got to go in my closet. I got to clean it out, for real. You know, I got to go up in here. I have to say, Lord, search my heart. And that, I don't know what kind of work y'all doing out there. I don't know. But when you ask God to search your heart, he will reveal some things to you that you are like, it's gonna sting. So be careful, be very careful. Because I promise you, I've asked the Lord to do that countless of times, and he has always put it back in my face like, this is the issue. And yeah, I think what makes it easier for me is knowing that I'm not doing it alone.
Yeah. That
I have you to do it with, and that we're on this journey together. And it takes a significant amount of trust. Because there's been moments where I'm like, I don't trust that. But it takes a significant amount of trust. I have to be able to trust you to really stand in who you are and who God has called you to be for me.
We could keep going because you already hit on some stuff, but I think they got it. We thank you all for tuning in.
We're wrapping up. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for checking out the episode. Definitely working on.
Yeah. All right, y'all. I hope that was cool. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I enjoyed the rewatch. That was recorded probably about that was definitely last year. We just been kind of sitting on stuff, we get the desire to start recording, and we started recording. And what I can say is since then, there's been a nice amount of growth. You know what I'm saying? Since that conversation, God has been allowing the things that we talk about to just kind of manifest. And we just want to continue to be those vessels for you all. So we definitely want you guys to tune in for more content over on our channel on YouTube, Talking in Drafts with TyDy podcast. That episode will officially be out at the end of the week. And we gonna have some more coming. Tune in next week and see what faith is going to be shared. I don't know what's going to be next week, but I just know it's going to be amazing. God is going to bring something here, and you will experience encouragement through experience, testimony, revelation that will increase your faith. So I'm Tim Young. This is PopGospel Speaks. ShareFaith Wednesday. Love you. Peace out. Leg up. Come on. Yeah.
Go to your Apple or Google Play Store and download the WVTC Gospel Radio app today. You can also say, Alexa, play WVTC Radio Skills.
Would you like to play WVTC Radio Network?
Absolutely. Download it today.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, and iNetworks Communication Station.